Hello and welcome to my inaugural scale modelling video. A little bit of a catch up if anybody hasn't seen my previous video on the channel. I historically have always made videos around hill walking and wild camping. I'm still hill walking, still wild camping when I get the opportunity, but I'm just no longer making video content around that subject. Everything going forward on this channel will be around scale modelling. My new squeeze. So I figured as this was my first scale modelling offering, and I'm likely to have, or at least I hope I'll have some new viewers who perhaps don't know me. I thought I'd do a little bit of a quick introduction. When I say quick, I do tend to waffle a bit, but I thought I'd just do a bit of an introduction about who I am, what I'm about, where I'm from, that kind of thing, and maybe what I want to do with the channel, where I see it going in the future. I can't really answer that at the minute, but hey. My name's Graham, I live in Sherwood Forest. I'm a newbie, total newbie to modelling. Now, when I was about 8 or 10 years old, I probably had a couple of Airfix kits, and I would essentially spend a few hours sitting at the kitchen table with a sheet of newspaper, and I'd end up with something that resembled a Spitfire slightly, but really was just a big amorphous mass of janky old poly cement fingerprints and badly brush painted enamel that would sit on my bedside table for a couple of weeks until I was bored and decided to see if it would fly out my bedroom window. And then but that was as far as it went as a kid. And then about 15 years ago, on a whim, I picked up a Revel starter kit. Maybe a bit longer than that even. It was just, I was walking through a shop, saw it and bought it. It was a Tornado. I've still got the kit somewhere. And I started building it on a T-tray in front of the TV, as you do, put the cockpit and the pilot together. Either it wouldn't go together properly, or something just... it's my little boy's rats. One of my little boy's rats has just jumped on the cage and made a bang and made me jump. I'm in the house on me. Anyway, so back to the subject. Yeah, so whether this thing just wouldn't fit together properly, or whether I lost interest in it, I don't know. But I never finished it, and I think I've still got the bit that I assembled. I put it in a plastic tub to keep it safe, and I think it's in a storage box in my garage. And I do need to clean my garage, sort my garage out in a month or so. So I'll have a look, and it'd be interesting if I could finish that kit all these years on. But anyway, after that, nothing else happened. A few years ago, I got a bit of a beanie bonnet about wanting to build a model railway. Went all in on it, built a massive baseboard, bought a load of track and trains and just all that kind of stuff, and then rapidly realised that I didn't want to watch model trains go round and round in circles on the table. It just wasn't interesting for me. So I sold all of that stuff up and you know, let all that go quite quickly. And that was it. Never thought anything of it until February this year, the 22nd of February this year, the day before my little lad's birthday. Now, he was turning 10 the day after, and we'd ordered him one of these massive Lego kits, really all singing, all dancing Ninjago kits or something like that. And it didn't turn up the day before his birthday. It hadn't arrived. So I phoned my wife at work and said, "We're a bit stuffed here. His Lego hasn't come." So she said, well, we're going to have to get him something. And I said, well, look, this is going to come. Can we not just tell him that it's going to be a few days later? Like, no. And obviously we had a couple of other bits for him, but it cost us a lot of money, so we couldn't go out and spend another fortune on anything else. She said, well, just go out and get him a few more little bits. And I thought, well, like what? And she said, I don't know, a model maybe? Well, I still don't know to this day what she actually meant, but she didn't mean a scale model. She didn't mean a plastic model. I don't know what she meant to be. I don't even think she knew what she meant. But it triggered something in my head, and I thought, well, that might be a good idea. Now, we'd been walking through shops before, and I'd sort of said to him, well, do you not fancy building one of those, son? But nah, he's all about the Lego. He wants, you know, Lego. He's 9, 10 years old. That's understandable. And he just never showed any interest in the past. But I thought, you know what, seeing as it's something like a sort of a backstop sort of gift, and it's not going to cost a lot of money for a starter kit, I'm going to go and get him one. So I did a quick Google, found a shop in Chesterfield, Hobbycraft in Chesterfield that sells them, jumped in the car, shot off up there, and as I was driving up I thought, I know, what I could do is get 2 identical kits, and we could sit side by side at the dining room table with some newspaper. We could build them together, lad and dad, bonding stuff. It'll be great. So I did. I shot off up to Chesterfield and I bought 2 of these. Still got the kit. Mine is still unopened. It's a Focke-Wulf 190A8. Still got the janky tube of poly cement, the horrible tins of Humbrol paint, and the number 2 Humbrol Airfix brush. Never been opened.
Why hasn't it ever been opened? Because, well, the plan didn't quite work out because his Lego kit turned up the next day, and on his birthday. So of course he came home from school and all he wanted to do was get stuck into his new Lego. So I sort of said, well, look, I tell you what, son, it was a big kit. It was going to take him a couple of weeks to finish. So I said, look, you get stuck into that, and I'll do a bit of research about model building and see if I can learn how to build them a bit better. And then when you're ready to do yours, we can sit together and I can hopefully teach you a bit. And that was sort of the start of it all. I turned to YouTube, put the name of that aircraft into YouTube, found a tutorial by a guy called Nick, I think. He was doing a beginner's series based on that particular model. So I watched all of that, and as I'm watching, I'm thinking, oh, this looks good. That's quite clever, you know, and he was just doing these really basic techniques. And then I finished watching that series, and he was still building his Lego, so I jumped on and found something else. And I found a series by Paul from International Scale Modeler, building a ME109, Messerschmitt 109, which is actually the slightly older or slightly newer version of this kit, which is what I'm building at the minute. I'm doing the yellow variant, the E4. The E4, is it? Yes, the E4, yes. I watched that series as well. Still hadn't touched any plastic, still hadn't started anything, but I watched Paul's series, and the more I watched, the more I thought, you know what, I want to do this. And I don't mean just as a bonding exercise with my lad, I want to do this for real. And I started looking around the internet and seeing what people were turning out, and that was on the 20th, well, it started on the 22nd of February. It's now the 23rd of May. Ta-da! Within 3 months, I have just spent so much money and assembled so much kit. It's unbelievable, and it's I've well and truly got the bug. Well and truly, I've built 4 kits so far. Couple of aircraft, couple of bits of armour. They're all up on the shelf. I'm not going to get them down now. I'll do a separate video where I'll go through them and sort of explain my thought process when I was building them. But yeah, 4 kits in. This is my 5th, and I'm absolutely loving it. I'm learning so much so quickly. Primarily from YouTube. But I've fallen with a really good bunch of people who are helping me and giving me advice as and when I need it. Yeah, I'm well and truly embedded in this. At the minute, I'm working off a repurposed kitchen. I say repurposed. It was in the back of the garage. It should have been taken to the tip years ago, but I kept forgetting on a Sunday. So I dragged it out, cleaned it up, opened it out in the corner of my guest bedroom. Also had a janky old kitchen chair that was in there, which I'm now using as my bench. But I'm a bit cramped and crowded here with the spray booth and the shelves with all my paints on and everything else. I'm a little bit restricted, but I'm having a man cave built in my garden. I've got a 12 by 10 summer house on order, which hopefully should be here and assembled within, well, hopefully within a few weeks, but realistically probably within a couple of months. So then I'll be able to move into a proper modelling room, and I can't wait, to be honest. I can't wait. So yeah, very, very, very rapid descent into oblivion, really. But I'm loving it, loving every minute of it. I haven't encountered any major problems yet with the model, although I have got a Messerschmitt 110, an Edouard Profi pack, which is the 110C, and I understand that has got some issues, let's say, and that's on its way to me. Whether it's my next kit, I don't know. I've got a little bit more work to do on this 109, which is going to take me probably till the end of the week, I would think. And then to decide what to do next. Whether I go for that 110, I don't know. What I might do, and this comes on to what I'm going to do with the channel. Obviously, I'm a newbie. I can't do tutorials. You know, I'm still learning myself, so that's totally out of the question. But I think what I might do is, because what I'm noticing is I'm learning all these new techniques, which is great, and I'm learning a lot from YouTube and watching very, very capable modelers do all this stuff. But like with anything, when the first time you try it, it's never as easy as it looks on TV. So what I might do is set the camera up when I try a new technique for the first time and just film that process of me sort of muddling through and the trial and error that's involved in learning the technique rather than teaching the technique, if that makes any sense. I don't know, that might work. I might try it out. But I think for now I'll probably just do a build series or two, just to sort of get the feel for making the videos and see if anybody wants to watch them, to be honest. So what I think I might do is I might go back to the beginning and I might build this little beauty.
I haven't done it. I've only done one 1/72 scale model, and that was a Harrier GR9, which was my first kit. I've been building 148 and 135 armour since, but I might crack this open. Obviously not using all this stuff at the top. I'll do it. I'll build it with my proper stuff. But I think I might do a build series on this. I know there are a few others out there on YouTube, but I think it might just be a good little starting point for me to get into. So that's probably what's going to come up in the next couple of weeks, hopefully. It's only a very, very basic kit. It's, in fact, it's a #1 skill kit, so it's nothing. It's nothing exciting, but in some ways I kind of think it might be interesting to see what I can do with it now that I know about weathering and paint effects and that kind of stuff. Whether I can take a basic £8 starter kit and make it look decent. Certainly a lot more decent than it would have done had I started on the 23rd of February and attacked it with a brush and some little pots of Humbrol acrylic. So yeah, I think that's what I'll probably do. And then going forward, I really don't know, but I'm going to take it just take it steady and just see where it takes me. But yeah, I'm quite excited to get started. You know, I'm watching a lot of YouTube about modelling at the minute, so you know, it's a very, very saturated market, if you like. Lots and lots of other channels out there which are going to be far more interested than me, but hey, you know, we've all got to start somewhere. So yeah, that's about it. That's me, that's who I am, and that's why I'm here, surrounded by all this very expensive stuff. And of course you realise once I've moved into this shed, I'm going to have even more space to fill with more stuff. It's certainly not a cheap hobby, is it? Well, it could be if you bought an £8 starter kit and used the janky brush and poly cement and the paints that come with it. It could be a very cheap model, a very cheap hobby. But when you start buying spray booths and airbrushes and swanky lighting and all this kind of stuff, it's not cheap anymore. And sheds, of course, they're not cheap. So that's it for now. I'm not going to get the kits down, like I say. I will get them down on another video, and I'll go through them and explain the process behind them all. So that'll probably be my next video, which I'll try and get uploaded in the next couple of days, and then after that I'll come back, like I say, probably with a build series on this, just to kick things off and see where we go from there. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope I haven't bored you too much. I hope you found my story interesting. Of course you haven't, it's boring, but it's kind of obligatory. I've got to do an intro, haven't I? Otherwise you won't know who I am. Just be some northern baldy bloke who turns up and builds stuff, or tries to. But there you go. So anyway, thanks very much for watching, everybody. I'll be back very soon, I hope, with some more content, and hopefully you'll join me for that. So thanks a lot. Catch you all later. I'm off to have some more coffee and maybe spray some camo or get masking this bad boy. Oh, masking. I'm not enjoying masking. I've got to learn though. Cheers, everybody. Bye bye for now.